Welcome back everyone. In this video we will be building real mobile apps with Rork AI. So you may have used lots of no-code website builders, but Rork is one of the best when it comes to building real mobile apps. And we have fewer for mobile apps than websites, but Rork is very good at building games, and especially with the Rork Max you can build these games like Subway Surfers, even Minecraft. Not the complete version of that, but a pretty good version of these apps, right? And we will be doing the same, but we have free. If you want to get the advanced AI for building these apps, so you can use this, but here we will try to build something with free to see how good it is. So I'll be building a Tinder app, not the big $2 billion business app, but it will be a basic Tinder style profile swiping experience in mobile app, right? So let's try to do it. So that will be build me a Tinder style app where users can swipe profile cards just like Tinder app, and they can like or skip profiles. The UI UX needs to match exactly with the Tinder app. Think of it as a mini version of Tinder. So that's the prompt I will give it, because I can't expect a complete Tinder app which is very complicated. And if it was Root Max, so I would have gone for that. And but with this free version it won't be able to build such thing, and maybe not with Root Max, but it's still very good to build these apps that are very good, right? So let's try to give it this prompt and see what it builds for us. So let's try it out and we will wait for the output. Now it has given me a complete list of the features. So it's a beautiful Tinder tab with swipeable profile card, like skip functionality and match animations, right? So it has also included animations, similarly swipe cards, profile cards, action buttons, like dislike, match screen, profile stack, swipe feedback, empty state, clean UI, right? So it has all those features. Then we have the design, Tinder signature, orange to pink gradient accents. Okay, that's good. We have the card shadows, depth in the state, card effects. That's good. Smooth spring animations for natural feel, rounded corners, profile photos. Then screens, we have this swipe screen, match model, and profile details. And then these are some other details. I think that's good. And if you want to expand this feature, you can also add here. You can explain here. You can expand. If you want to add some logo, you can also add a logo details here, right? And then you can explain how you want the logo to be. So you can do all that stuff. You can give it a complete plan, but since in free we will just try with this plan, stick to this like mini Tinder app. So I will approve, and let's wait for it to build the app. And now Rook says, let me set up the project, build your Tinder style app. I'll create it with smooth swipe gestures, authentic Tinder UI, and these are the specifications of the app. And it's still building the app here. These are the core features: profile cards, action buttons, match model is the same as the one we approved. And this is the design. You can see these are the colors in our gradient that will be used in the app. Smooth spring animations or cards and buttons, shadow effect, 8 more profiles. How to use it: swipe right to like, left to skip, up to super like. So it has also given us the instructions on how to use it as well. Or we can tap the bottom action buttons as well. 30% chance of a match of a regular like. It has built us this Tinder app. I think it looks good. You can see we asked for a minimal version of Tinder where we have only this swiping experience. So we have these actions here that we can use, and then we also have the swipe. Let's try it out how it works on the web. So I will swipe it, and it's gone. It's been swiped. Similarly, let's swipe left to see. Well, it's stuck. Or maybe we run out of profile. Let's tap on this cross. Now it has been swiped. So I have these some issues with this swiping functionality, although it works on these action buttons like heart has been liked. But now let's try it on phone. And now we have opened the app by scanning the QR, and it says mini swipe match, and this is our app. Well, it looks good. And here, let's swipe this card to see how it works. And yes, it's been swiped. Similarly, let's swipe it to the left. It's not working, right? To be honest. And then let's tap on this cross. It's working with these actions and it says it's a match. Send the message, definitely send message functionality is not. Let's try it again. Actually, it actually I pressed this button by mistake, which is this just below or on top of this heart icon, and that's also an issue that I have observed. You can see the above the spark, and as this logo is a bit out on the top end of this phone, and similarly these buttons are like below or overlaps these buttons of the phone, the native buttons, right, for going back, etc. So that's some issue that you can adjust. You can give it another prompt for these fixes, right? But still we are experiencing this issue, and the issue is that when you swipe for the first time it doesn't work, and when you swipe sorry, the first time it works and for the second time it doesn't work. So let's try to fix it. So I am back here again, and let's describe the problem. The swipe works for the first time, but it takes more than one profile, and also we aren't able to swipe again. Thoroughly analyze the swiping functionality and make sure to provide a working 100% working Tinder style swipe experience. Also, the action buttons overlap with the native buttons on the phone at the bottom. So adjust these buttons such that they do not overlap, and similarly it moves out at the top as well. Make sure these make sure these actions and the logo at the top are placed well on the phone screen, right? So I think that's enough. Let's give it this prompt and see if it fixes the problem this time or not. The app is ready, and now let's test it again. So I will swipe here, and it said it's a match. Let's keep swiping, and you can see this time we have only one profile that has been like moved out of the screen, and similarly this other one, let's swipe it. Well, it's not swiped well. Let's swipe it, and yes, it's okay. Similarly, let's swipe this again. hmm Actually, I have this issue on web. You can see it sticks here. If I move it, you can see it shows this like here at the top right, and if I move it to the left, it says nope, I don't like it. So that's really good. It has improved the app very well, right? So I can do that stuff, but it will be better to observe it on the phone. Let's see this time if it fixes our problems or not. So it's mini swipe app, and it's been loaded here. And you can see this time is pretty good and better than the previous version. You can see the actions are now above these native buttons, and it's easy to use these actions now. And similarly at the top, this spark and this logo is also a bit moved downwards, and it looks perfect now, right? You can also do some other adjustments as well. But now if we swipe the profiles to see if it works or not, well, that's good. If I move it toward the right direction, so we have this like showing, and if I move it toward the left, it says noob, and we can easily do the swiping part, and the experience is far better on mobile app than on the web. Now our app looks good, so we can also publish it and then share it with somebody. So this is the link that I can share with anybody, and then they can experience the app, right? And then we have this App Store and Google Play Store submission. So it says submit to test flight. So test flight is that app for testing iOS apps. So you can submit it to your test flight directly from here. And similarly, you can learn how to submit it to Google Play. So it has given you this all-in-one package. You can create apps here, then you can submit it to these stores, right? So you can play around with it. If you want to add something like the data storage or adding profiles to it, you can do all that stuff with that. That's your freedom. And if you have this premium subscription of that, so you can do wonders with this Rork AI. It's really good at building apps. And what it is, let's try it out. It will now give me this iOS version of this app. Oh, it's starting simulator. So it will now show me this app in the form of an iOS simulator, just like a real app. So you can see it has added this Expo Go app, and it will now open our project. So that's cool. So this is the real iOS device experience we have here, right? And you can see the swipe is good now, better than the web version. You can either test in your phone, that's the best option, or you can also do that. You can also test it on Android device. I can perform these actions and it's good. So I have liked this AI tool, and let's try it on Android as well. You can do all those stuff. And this was the default like web type version of this app that we interacted with in the start. Then we also have this one, which is I think the landscape version, and I've also explored this publish app. You can also invite collaborators here. You can give some person's email here, and he can be invited. Then he can work with you and collaborate on this project. You can create an invite link as well that anyone can join. So you have lots of tools, services here that you can use. You can collaborate with somebody, and you can publish it. You can use it in different environments. Similarly, this is the preview. Then you have this some analytics and also the code. So this is the code of your project. You can also have this access to code, but if you want to use code editor, you need to upgrade to a pad plane, right? And similarly, it just gives you the stacks of the active users, the AU, weekly active user, and monthly active users MAU. So once your app is used, so you can track these analytics here. If I publish it, so maybe with this link, those users will be tracked here. That will use the app. And similarly, let's check other options. These are our credits environment variables that we can set. So these are some values that you can set, you can use in your code, or you set some values and these are accessible everywhere. Like think of it like an API key. You want to fetch some data from a weather or some other API, right? So for every API there's a key, so you can store that key in environment variables. Here you can see here's a key value pair, so you can add a variable, you can give it a name like weather API key, and then you will have this value. You can save it, and then your app can use that key. You can ask Rork AI to use that key to fetch weather details or some other details. It can be like any sort of API, right? So it's very powerful. You can clone project, add to bookmarks, you can connect it to your GitHub. So with GitHub you can version control your app, you can upgrade plan and account settings. So there are lots of stuff here. It's very handy tool. And for publish we will also check. It's gonna take lots of time. Actually we tested it on Android phone, it was good. Let's try this version to see if it loads faster or not. It's sort of like a tab version, so let's try it out. Yes, it's good, but it still have this like browser type of feeling. The swipe isn't like that good, but you can have experience for a mobile app very well. And for publish, let's tap on this app store button to see how you can connect it to your test flight. So manage your apps or submissions, create new ones, so new submission, mini swipe match version, click or drag upload, generate with AI, icon, step Apple. So you will need to connect it to your Apple developer account in order to publish that app to your test flight, and then you may also be able to publish it on a real app store. Similarly for Google Play, you can learn how to publish it, so it's a complete documentation for you that you can follow, right? So that was it for today videos guys. See you in the next video. Goodbye.